We have specs on the Mi 10 Ultra, which we talked about on the previous episode. So at the time, we were filming it right before the press release went out. And so a lot of stuff was speculative. And it was the headline story of the show. So it was the first one that we were looking at. This Ultra thing, they're trying to target the various Ultra models from Samsung, obviously. And at that time, we were speculating that it might actually have an 865 Plus Snapdragon chip in it, like a real super phone. It turns out that's not the case. It's going to have a regular 865 in it, which is not the end of the world. That's a nice chip. And we have the other specs that came out along with the press release, including up to 16 gigs of RAM, a 4,500 milliamp hour battery. The 16 gigs of RAM is going to come in a configuration with 512 gigs of storage. It'll be the premium model. The entry-level model is 128 storage, 8 gigs of RAM. And the starting price is the interesting part. Is around $700 for this, which if you're comparing it to Samsung's Ultras, that's you're gonna save a few bucks. They also have this really cool transparent edition, which you can see there, where you can catch a glimpse, I guess, at what the interior of the device may look like. They've done these types of styles in the past. They've, I suppose, been relatively popular. It's going to have some crazy fast charging. So the 120 aspect from a marketing perspective is not just referring to, it's got a bunch of 120s. So it's the Zoom, which is a hybrid 120, to be clear. It's going to have 120 watt charging, 41% battery in 5 minutes, 100% in 23 minutes. That's the advertised charging. It'll have reverse wireless charging, fast wireless charging at 50 watts, 100% in 40 minutes over wireless. It also has a 120 hertz display. That's the other 120 aspect with 800 nits of brightness, which I know you like, Will. It's got Gorilla Glass on there, 1080 by 2340, 386 PPI. It's a 6.67 inch OLED display. So these are some pretty decent specs, and you get your price in there around $700, and you're saying, you know what? I want my Ultra for less.
It's not bad.
It's not bad, but you got to see how the battery performs. But look, Xiaomi's been about this value for money thing. This thing's going to launch in China first. We're going to see it. I don't know. Maybe they'll send us one. We'll check it out in person. But yeah, it's got to look. If you're a spec chaser, like I said, it's not an 865 Plus. But if you're a spec chaser, and you got around $700, you're looking at something. That might be something.